Okay, so we got some more updates. It's currently August 1st as I am recording over this, but this is from the past few days of riding. So this is from Selma to Birmingham, and this was kind of a tough day, but I managed to get it done pretty quickly. Especially during the second half of the ride, I was able to keep everything very smooth, and I think I did the second half of the ride a little bit faster than I actually did the first half, so that's always a plus. It's really telling me that I did a good job of just drinking enough water and eating enough food and stuff to keep me going. But the weather on this day was humid at first in the morning, but it was also kind of cold. It actually ended up raining on me the first time I rode through the rain on this whole trip, and I haven't gone through the rain since, but it actually turned out pretty well. I had my rain jacket and everything was covered with tarps or something waterproof that I had prepared, so no problems there. I think that it ended up being around 80 miles that day. Next day, Birmingham to Decatur, as it's pronounced. I wanted to call it Decatur. I don't know if anybody else thinks it should be pronounced Decatur, but that's what I thought when I when I first looked at it on the map. What stands out from this day was the first half being very at first it was pretty quick. The first hour of riding felt pretty fast, and then I got into the hilly section that you can kind of see on the left side of that profile there. I had some very steep sections, and the roads that I had to go through were a bit more rough. There were some dirt roads in there, and then when I got to Coleman there was another set of hills. So it wasn't too bad, but it kind of wears on you in the moment, and I just have to keep it in my mind that I will get over this hill the same way I went over the last few. Every time I look at a hill, I just have to think to myself, it's not the first, it won't be the last, but at the end of the day, I got to get over it and keep going. 7 hours, over 7 hours for that ride. It just seemed pretty tough for some reason. This was Decatur to Lewisburg, and I crossed the Tennessee River at the beginning of the ride. That was pretty cool to do. When I went to Athens, I actually went to the post office to mail something back home. I put on my headlamp some newspapers that I had picked up along the way in the local towns, some emergency lights that I don't think I'm going to end up needing because I already have a good set of lights, and I think it was some Propel electrolyte powder in those little packets that I sent back because I haven't been using it as much as I thought I would. Normally I just get some Gatorade at the gas stations or whatever it may be. And then I got to Lewisburg there. And I think next we're going to go over some pictures and photos of stuff I encountered along the way. Okay, so this is from Selma to Birmingham. You can really see the humidity there and the fog. That's an old farmhouse that I passed by. A lot of buildings like that. It's like a cool picture, but you can just tell that they've been rotting there for years. The Barking Frog, I thought that was a funny little name for a restaurant as I passed by. Maplesville, which you could see on the map as we passed by. Lots of championships from the local high school team. Nice little picture there that I thought I'd stop, take a little picture. This was me riding on a dirt road, complaining about how my GPS sometimes takes me on a weird route, but there's nothing you can do about it. And sometimes you have to ride on a dirt road because that's the only way to get from one place to another on a bike. Sometimes the only thing available is the interstate, the freeways, and I can't go on there with my bike, so gotta find another way. That was a really big church that I saw in Birmingham. That was the University of Alabama at Birmingham. That's a little mall that I passed. It looked like it had been closed for a while. Cool picture though. The greenery everywhere is really nice. It's on another dirt road. I'm not riding on as many dirt roads as I as I show in this here. But this is interesting. That's a little vacation spot from back in the day, way back in the day, where the fashionable people of the time would go. Top Hat Barbecue. That's where I ate lunch. Some more pictures here. It's a cool bridge. I think that's where the trains go on the railroad. And that's a logging truck. That's where all those you can see. I would get passed by a ton of those. Logging industry is pretty big down here. I thought that guy was pretty cool, repainting the sign there. Nice to see that. Nice for the local businesses. You can get a tan and body jewelry and see a movie all at the same time at that little place there. I thought that was pretty funny. The roads have been nice in respect to the people driving on them. They've been giving me a lot of space, and it's been nice. These are some donkeys here, which I thought were funny. They didn't want to hang out with the little llama or alpaca, or whatever he was. They were all bunched up in that group there. They didn't want to hang out with them. I thought that that was kind of funny. But yeah, those are the updates that I have for you, and I'll catch you at the next video.